The name marshmallow actually comes from a species of plants called mallows, which are white and fluffy and unsurprisingly grow in marshes. Marshmallows have been around so long that their date of origin is unknown. In fact, they trace back nearly all the way to 2000 BC and the ancient Egyptians, who said that the squishy confection was to be reserved for gods and royalty. Well, things have come full circle, as we here at YTD fit both of those criteria. It's the Marshmallow episode. You tried it! You Tried Dat. Marshmallows. I'm Nick Novak with my pal Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Agger.
Hey there.
All right, we're going to eat some marshmallows. Do you guys like... Go ahead, what?
Is that true? Would they really have marshmallows in ancient Egypt? Like,
I don't
if we
know.
if we explore the pyramids and like break into some tombs and stuff, are there going to be like marshmallows buried next to the sarcophagus or whatever?
Well, if Wikipedia is ever wrong, then you let me know. All right, because that's what
Well,
this information came.
Look, far be it from me to criticize Wikipedia, but I do have a friend who used to make a sport of going to random porn stars' Wikipedia pages and just changing their cup size. So there might be some false information on Wikipedia, is what I'm trying to say.
That's a sport? Did he win?
When you're a nerd, yeah. It's a sport.
That makes a lot of sense why I was looking it up and it said that King Tut had 34 C's. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody knows these 34 B's. I mean, come on. It's a well-known fact.
He had really big mallow cups.
Actually, listener, our bracketeer Kurt and I used to go, we talked about this forever, but when we were teenagers, we went to this restaurant that specialized, they had food, but they specialized in ice cream. So it was a sit-down place that you'd go to and get ice cream at it. And they always had a history of ice cream thing on the menu. And all the dates were from like 1900 on. And there was probably 10 dates on this timeline. And then for some reason, on the timeline before that was 400 BC or something like that. And it said, Emperor Nero sent workers to the top of Mount whatever to get snow and bring it back and flavor it with some stuff. Like that was the first ice cream. And then there was no ice cream advancements
for 2,000 years.
That sounds more like the first snow cone.
1890, dude's like, man, this ice cream technology is really stagnant. Like, what's the fuck?
I'm still going up to the top of this mountain.
I also, with the Wikipedia, I used to, this was a while ago, maybe like a little after college or something, maybe 15 years ago. I used to like to go to the Wikipedia article for cleft chin. You guys know cleft chin?
Yeah.
Right.
And I
chin.
used to, the butt chin. And so the article says something like a cleft chin, also known as, and then like three other types of like, synonyms for it, but butt chin was not amongst them. So I used to edit it and put butt chin. And then like after a day it would get reverted because they don't want to have butt chin on there for some reason. So then I would go back in, and this happened for like a couple weeks where like every day I would add butt chin, and then it would get reverted like later in the day, and the next day I'd go add butt chin. And after like 2 or 3 weeks they just locked the article down so that you like had to have an account to edit cleft chin.
Fucking sports, right, guys?
I know. I'm just trying to.
Can you still? Is it not editable anymore by anybody? When did that
I
change?
don't know. I haven't checked in like probably over a decade, but you could probably go.
This guy's got some sort of fucking alert on his phone like 5 years later. But shit, like, God damn it! And he races over. I'm always amazed by the people that like a celebrity will die, and literally 20 seconds later it's on Wikipedia. Like, what vultures are racing to Wikipedia to be like, oh, by the way, Roger Ebert died. Like, what the? Let it sit for a second. What, do you get paid?
Yeah,
for
20
that?
seconds after the person dies, like some celebrity dies, and 20 seconds later their Wikipedia page is updated with "Fuck you, 2021."
That gets updated after a second, but like none of the ice cream updates for 2,000 years were documented at all.
King Nero's death was reported on Wikipedia before the ice cream innovation had taken place.
Maybe there would have been more advancements if King Nero had had a butt chin. I don't know what to tell you, but he didn't. So here we are.
All right, Chad, you recently you were at a training session at work, right?
Yeah. There was just a short story there. I had this week I was in a training session like all week, and it was just, like presentation after presentation of people. They're like demoing various like tools and procedures and teaching you how to do stuff. And so there was one guy, and he was presenting, this is probably to, I think there's like 120, 130 people there. And as part of the presentation, he had pulled like from some data source, like these are the most popular queries that people issue on the internet. And so he's like, okay, so I'm going to bring up this list that I have of the most popular queries. And like the top queries are all like, it's like Facebook, like YouTube, like these kinds of things. And then like immediately after that, it's like XXX, Pornhub, XXNX, like the next like 5 or 6 after that was just all porn. And I think the guy didn't realize that like that was what was going to happen, because like he says, okay, so you look at these top and the world being what it is, like a lot of these, I was just dying laughing.
We always joke that like the internet is so full of porn that you just like type in like places to eat and it just shows you pictures of naked tits. Like, no, I just want a place to eat. Like,
I mean, that is a place to eat.
Much out there. Yeah, it's a location to eat, I suppose. Yeah, that's always weird. I know there's been some like embarrassing spots where like a couple of sports reporters, now that they tweet stuff, accidentally like they're in a hurry to like copy and paste links in, and they copy and paste like porn links they had like copied instead of
oh, really?
Or they take a screenshot of a thing and like you can see on the tab up top it's got some porn link or whatever, and like stop sharing your screen,
Oh my god, like with all the zooming and things, I'm so like worried about. I've done this many times in a Zoom where I'm sharing a screen and then I like forget that I'm sharing the screen and I go to check my email or something like that. And I'm like, oh, it's like, good God, I didn't open up one of the porn tabs I had.
You did that with us one time. You were doing like a segment or something, and then it was very clear you were checking the Cubs score or whatever. And I kept going like, I can see Novak checking the Cubs score. He's not even paying attention.
His other tab was like Nero ice cream eating off breasts fanfic.
All right. Well, the only thing that Emperor Nero liked more than ice cream and big jugs is marshmallows. So we're going to try out marshmallows today. Different types. We have 4 snacks, actually. We're going to rate them on a 3-point scale. I love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. So these are from Des, right, Geiger? Is there any story behind it?
Yeah. No, every year at Christmas, Des gives us some new snacks. And,
this is the annual Des Christmas haul.
This is the annual Des Christmas haul. Is very kind of her. Now, I will, Des, I'm going to say it up front right here. I fucked up. So I thought you had given me some extra. Wow. We're going to do a snack later where we have 2 snacks that are similar, different flavors. We're going to combine that as one snack. There was a third, and I saw the colored of wrappers and thought it was just extras of one. So I did not pass those out. I'll just eat them all myself. I'll be a greedy fucking pig. But we will do all the rest of these marshmallow themed snacks. Not only is Des getting the idea that she's so into the podcast, she knows we do themes now, and went out of her way to find a theme of her own, which
that is nice.
More work than I usually do. So
speaking of, how do you guys feel about a marshmallow in general? Just straight. Now, none of these are just straight up marshmallows, but what's your opinion on them?
Not bad. I mean, like, one is good. I don't think I'd eat more than that.
Yeah, but like to cook them over a campfire is fun. To put them in s'mores, fun, and in some candy is okay. But usually it's not something that people generally have a super strong opinion about. So let's start with the Lucky Charms marshmallows. These are Looks really much a lot like a regular marshmallow bag you would buy in the store, same size. But it's the Lucky Charms Magically Delicious Marshmallows. It's not the marshmallows that are in the cereal. These are larger, squishy marshmallows. I'd say about the size of like maybe putting 3 mini marshmallows together. And they're supposed to be shapes, but they're about shapes in the same way that the marshmallows in the cereal are shapes, which is real loosely formed.
Are they supposed to be different flavors?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are they different flavors in the cereal? Probably not, I'm assuming, right? I doubt they're different flavors. It's just a marshmallow, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I close my eyes that there's no way I can get it.
Yeah, they all taste the same.
All right.
That said, which is your favorite?
All right. All right, this is going to be hard to rate. Geiger,
Yeah.
what do you think?
It's a fucking marshmallow.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these don't even. Not only do they not taste like different from each other, they don't taste like different from regular marshmallows. This is literally just a marshmallow made in different colors and shapes. And like you said, Novak, I know what the shapes are supposed to be because I know what the Lucky Charm shapes are. But if you just dumped a pile of these on a table and told someone who had no idea what Lucky Charms was to pick out the shapes, they'd be staring for days. You could maybe make the heart out. The moon is just like a half circle, a lumpy half circle.
What's up with the moon? Why is there like a bump on the half circle part?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember the actual Lucky Charms one. Is there like a nose or something that was like a face?
Which one's the moon? Blue?
Yeah, the
blue.
half circle blue ones.
It looks like a fucking turd.
Oh yeah. That's what it is in the cereal. It's turd. I forgot. I mean, I'll give it a like that because I like marshmallows. They're not good. I mean, they're not like special. But actually, I'm going to be indifferent to that. It's just a basic marshmallow. Maybe if I roasted it, it would be different. Maybe fun to roast them because they're different colors.
I want to see you roast this little fucking Lucky Charms marshmallow on this stick.
I'll get a little needle out and I'll put that little moon over the fire. But I mean, like if you like the kids, we like to make s'mores a lot. It might be fun to like roast a different colored one, have like a pink or blue s'more or whatever. But indifferent to that. It's a straight up marshmallow. There's really nothing to write home about.
Chad, what do you think?
I mean, I'm never. Geiger's right. They're just marshmallows, but I'm not gonna ever just like take marshmallows and just eat them like a snack. You know, like it's something that you put in other things, right? Like you put them in Rice Krispie treats, you put them in hot chocolate, you put them in s'mores. Like you don't just eat marshmallows. That's insane. And I don't even think. I mean, I don't know. Is there such a thing as a high quality marshmallow? I have no idea. But if there is, it's not this. So I'm gonna give it a dislike that.
You don't get marshmallows down at the farmer's market?
I'm actually gonna go the other way. I don't buy marshmallows to eat as a snack. Sometimes we'll have them in our house in the summer from cooking them in our backyard. And if in desperate times I will pull out the bag and have some. So I'm not above eating a handful of marshmallows. And I actually like the size of this better than the bigger size. They're a little easier to pop in your mouth. I'm like surprised. I thought I was not going to like these at all. I'm surprisingly going to give this a low level like that.
Wow.
So we're spread apart here with a like, an indifferent, and a dislike for the Lucky Charms. Let's go next to the this big ol' Yumallo Jumbo Rainbow Swirl Marshmallow. It says 2 ounces, but
it's going to be another regular marshmallow.
It's a big, long, fat, like small sandwich size marshmallow.
Nope.
This is a ton of marshmallow. It's huge.
This thing's gigantic.
This is like eating a small Subway sub, but made of marshmallow. It's like
it smells real bad.
Ooh.
It's a bunch of colored swirls. Pink. What do you think the chances are the different colors have different flavors?
Oh my god!
It is not a fun consistency.
Oh,
it's fucking terrible.
It's like hard on the outside.
Oh.
Does it taste bad?
Oh,
Chad seems to like
I don't
it.
have anywhere to put this thing.
Uh,
I'm just gonna try like merging it back together with the.
Chad has the part he spit out in his hand. He's just looking side to side in the camera, looking for somewhere to dump it.
I just put it back in the wrapper, and I think it reformed into its original shape.
I see myself in our video, and it just looks like I'm eating like the world's weirdest looking burrito. It's just like
It does. It looks like a burrito. Yeah, like it looks like you like killed a unicorn and made a burrito out of them. All right, Chad, what do you think?
It's disgusting. Oh, like okay, the consistency is terrible. It is so over processed, tasting. The flavor is, it's at the same time drying, but also not, and like the smell is really repulsive. It's not even like good as just like some things are just like, oh, this is just generically sweet, which I don't really like, but I can see why some people would like that. But this isn't even that. Like, it's not even all that sweet. I think this is disgusting. I spit it out. It gets a hate dat.
You hit it right on the head there. There's something about now this and the first thing are both marshmallows, but this is so much worse. The consistency is, I don't know, like it's so you bite it and you really kind of have to. There's a little force that needs to be applied to get the piece off the marshmallow. So it's like just oddly not soft enough. It's really strange. It's in a way that if I ate it and then someone like told me it was a prank and it wasn't food, I would believe them. I'd be like, oh yeah, you got me. So,
gotcha.
Some kind of building material or something. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with.
This is what the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids out of. They discovered marshmallows and then used this.
The Sphinx is held together by Yumallow.
Right. It's not. Yeah, the pyramids aren't so impressive when you see they had this to work with. You're like, God, it makes a lot of fucking sense now. Yeah. So. I'm also going to give it a hate dat. I wanted to spit it out. I did swallow it, but I'm not going back for another bite. So, Geiger, I feel like this is one you might call us kind of crazy for both saying hate.
No, it's bad. I mean, it's ironically, oddly not soft enough is also the title of my sex tape. But it's that really made no logical
I guess it is odd. If,
whatsoever.
why would you make a sex tape if you couldn't even get hard?
Also, why would the sex tape be? He needs to be softer. He's not soft enough. Everyone watches porn for that real limp dick. You know what I'm saying? Well, speaking of limp dicks, this marshmallow thing just peters over like a flaccid cock. Like a huge flaccid cock, let's be clear. But it is not good at all. The outside is like, it's like a skin almost. It's when you bite into it. It's like you said. It's like that.
That's worse than building materials.
Well, it's just like the outer part. Like you do have to bite it, and then outer part it just has like this give. Like it won't give right away, and it's off-putting. I want a marshmallow to be soft.
We're trying to describe biting this thing. It's like impossible to describe.
It's like chewy, but not. It makes I will say it makes the Lucky Charm marshmallow seem outstanding. Like a Lucky Charm marshmallow seems like an apex marshmallow compared to this thing. It tastes like shit. It's way over sugared. It's not like. Who's this for? Who's going to eat like a foot-long marshmallow? It's just so fucking weird. And it's not like a convenient snack to just put back in the wrapper and eat later. Like marshmallows don't keep. I don't want to like eat the bitten end of my marshmallow later on. So
I'd be so sick if I ate this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd be sick for you. So I am going to give it a strong hate dat as well. It's not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flaming pile of dog shit. I was not expecting that from these marshmallows today, but there we go. So let's next we're going to move on to the segment. All right. So for the segment this week, you're going to need some paper. If you're playing at home, get out your pencil and paper. We are going to return to Mount Snackmore. And it is a little different, though. This is going to be the first ever Mount Jerkmore. All right. I'm not talking about the porn sites that you have up. I'm talking about someone who is a jerk. So people have been stuck inside this pandemic with maybe a roommate, right? If you live with a roommate, that's the only person you see that might be getting on your nerves after a long while. So here you're going to give you 10 different types of bad roommates. You're going to rank them of which is the worst to have to live with. All right. So get ready. I'm going to name them off. And
do you need me
explain.
to keep score?
I got it. I got the spreadsheet. Okay. So I know I thought I can't ask Chad to keep score on this one. Mount Snackboard didn't know what was coming up. All right. So here is the list. First one, the clean freak. Next, the slob. Next, the party animal. Next, the ghost, meaning that they're never around. Meaning that they're never around. So I actually had my wife rank these. She ranked the whole thing, and then at the end thought I was talking about a literal ghost. And like, all these are regular people. Why would I put a ghost in the middle of the ranking?
Ghost would be the worst. I gotta be honest.
The next one, a hermit. Next, overly attached. Next, they called it in the article king of the castle, or like a very bossy person who wants to set all the rules. They described it as, you split the rent with this person, but they sort of think they make the rules for the place.
So overly attached just means they like want to hang out with you.
They want to hang out with you 24/7, right? All right. Next up, the kleptomaniac.
Does that mean they're stealing your stuff?
They're stealing stuff. Yeah, you don't know where it's going. Right.
Oh, they're stealing our stuff. It's not like they're like always in a Nordstrom just grabbing stuff off the rack and like, hey, I got this outfit for you today.
They run in with a bag with a dollar sign on it and slam the door like, oh, shit, you got to get down.
Rent just paid.
Two more. Passive aggressive.
And weather powers.
And is the invisible man. And has their significant other over all the time. Okay, so those are 10 bad roommates that came from an article that listed 10 terrible roommates you can have.
Hermit means they're just like always at the house, basically.
Right, Gaudio. So our good friend who I roomed with for 3 years.
Bucks shorts.
Right. So this takes a bit to think. I'm going to give you guys time to think, and I've made my list ahead of time. I'm going to spill the beans here. So I'm going to go. So the way we're going to number them, it's going to be different. Where the high score is going to be the worst of them. So the one that bothers you least, you give a 1 to. And then a 2 and so on. So the one that's bothering me the least of this list is the significant other. I know now I was not popular with other people who I'd rank this, but I just don't think that would bother me as much as some of these other things. I've had that happen before where people had their girlfriend over quite a bit. It was not a huge issue to me. Number 2, the clean freak. Hey, clean. I don't have an issue with clean because it probably forces me to be a little clean. I wouldn't love it, but I'm also not I'm not a slob of a human, so it wouldn't bother me a lot. Number 3, the hermit. I've lived with this hermit before, so it wouldn't be much of a change for me. Number 4, a ghost. So living with Slimer, no issue. You get those free blowjobs. No, I wouldn't. If the person's not around a lot, that's not a huge deal because they're not around. But also, it's weird if they're just popping in at strange times and you don't know, when to expect them, type of a thing. That I wouldn't enjoy that. Number 5, the party animal. A lot of these need qualifiers, but we have to rank them for how they are. Party animal. I don't know how much they party, but at least they're someone who's having fun. Number 6, overly attached. that would be, I need my space. So if they're just wanting to hang out in my face all the time would be too much for me. Number 7, the slob. I've also lived with some slobs before. But that is a huge issue. If like it's always dirty. So that's pretty high up for me. Number 8, passive aggressive, would be really hard to deal with because I'm very much let's get it out and deal with this type of things. Passive aggressive. Number 9, the kleptomaniac. You're stealing stuff. Like there's an issue there. I know sometimes people think that's, we're borrowing, but that's number 9. And then the one that bothers me the most, which I don't anticipate everyone having this, is that king of the castle, like someone who's bossing you around, trying to set rules. Can't have it. So, who else is ready?
I've got mine. It's actually not. I don't think it's all that different from yours. So starting at least problematic, right?
Right. So number 1.
Yeah. So for that, I think you had this too. The significant other over all the time. I've had roommates like that, and like I get along with most people. So, usually I get along with the significant other. That's fine. And hey, if I get to hear him fucking, all right. Well,
what if
I've
your
got
roommate
something else for the spank bank.
What if your roommate is Dan Aykroyd?
All the more ammo for the spank bank.
Then that's like a combination significant other and ghost.
Yeah, I mean, when I lived with some of you guys, well, I wouldn't say your significant others were over all the time, but they were over like sometimes, and it's totally cool. Like,
does it count if Dan's just like at the window being like, Slimer?
Does it count if Dan if you can't see the roommate and his significant other, he just is suddenly in the corner of the room, like with his mouth open, going, oh. Belt undone,
eyes roll back in his head. So speaking of that, the next one I have is the ghost. Actually, one of my wife's roommates, when we first started dating, her roommate was like that, where they had a house and the roommate was never there because the roommate was always over at his significant other's place. So we had the entire house to ourselves, and it was great. I loved it. Like if it's a rando, like that's totally fine. Like get out of there. Let me have the place to myself. Next, I've got the clean freak. I'm actually a little bit like this, so it would be weird of me to throw stones at this type of person. And I like a clean house, so that's fine. As long as they're not, like, getting mad at me about the way I clean or whatever, then that's fine.
They will be.
Then I'm going to put the hermit, who's the person that's always home. I mean, if somebody wants to just sit around at home all the time, that's okay, as long as they're not, like, if there's, like, a common resource that they're hogging. Like, if we only had one TV and that person's, like, always on watching the TV, that would be a little annoying. Then I just buy my own TV, I guess. Okay, so then we're getting into ones that maybe start to get a little bit annoying for me. So I'll go overly attached next. Which I don't mind, like, hanging out with my roommates, but I definitely want some independence, so I don't necessarily want to hang out with those people all the time. Then I've got the party animal. My freshman year in college roommate, who was like a rando that I got assigned with, was a huge party animal. And he used to come back to the dorm room at like 3-4 in the morning. I remember one time he joined the weightlifting frat. And I remember one time...
You guys sound like you'd be best friends.
So he came back and he was like just so drunk. The door swung open and like this just meathead frat boy just basically chucked him into the room. And he just like was lying on the ground, passed out, and like reeked of peanut butter because they had just like smeared peanut butter all through his hair or something.
You also reeked of peanut butter, but that's because you had to throw Reese's wrappers over you while you played video games.
The guy was leaving, I was like, now throw a chocolate meathead in here. Make my dreams come true. So
It's definitely a different than Chad. Is before we got on here, you told us how you were suffering from carpal tunnel due to playing PlayStation for so long.
No. It was carpal tunnel from bench press. Yeah.
Yeah. Dumbbell lifts. Ugh.
We dumbbells? Was that what you were playing?
Look, that PlayStation 5 controller is really heavy when you're a huge wuss like me. Okay, so next I've got the passive aggressive. I think that would be really annoying, but I could probably deal with it. Like maybe I could just be passive aggressive back to them or something. It might get toxic quick, but you know.
That'll work.
Okay, next I've got a slob. And that's just because, like, I just really don't like to live in filth. But if they want to have their own private areas be messy and slobby, that's fine. The problem is if it spills out into the common area.
Who are you talking about, Chad?
Would the passive aggressive guy just be like, would the passive aggressive guy open the peanut butter jar and just be like, oh, it smells like peanut butter in the jar where it's supposed to smell like peanut butter?
Yeah. Geiger there was referring to me just here passive aggressively referring to him. How that was my big concern when we were going to live together was that he would be a huge slob. But you weren't. You kept the common areas clean. It was great.
My own room was horrible, but the rest of the apartment I took pains to not be too sloppy.
We have talked about this before. But Geiger, you had the most slovenly apartment I've ever seen in college.
Oh,
it was disgusting, and there was just a big pile of clothes covered with a blanket.
I didn't do laundry, and then a friend of ours also came over and sat down and was like, "This is a comfy beanbag chair. Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "Funny thing, that's like my clothes." So,
yeah, and then when you guys lived together, and I would come over, and if I your room was sort of like nobody went in there, and the door would be open as you passed, and it just looked like a fucking tornado went through.
There was just shit everywhere. My kitchen in my apartment, that same one with the pile of clothes, I wouldn't let anyone in. Like I'd have like girls over. I'd be like, "I'll get you a drink. Don't go in the kitchen." It was like stacks of newspaper and looked like an old hoarder. It was a huge fire hazard. Like dishes in the sink that hadn't been cleaned in like a week or two. Mm-hmm. It was. I'm much better now. Much better. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Chad.
Sure thing. So the last two, I could have probably put these either way, but I put the bossy king of the castle as the second worst. Because like mind your own business, don't fucking boss me around. But the kleptomaniac I think would be the worst. Like I just don't want anybody like taking my stuff. Like give me my stuff back.
Why not? Come
on. Give me my belongings. I want my stuff back. Now look, this is a different story if we're talking about them stealing me like a new outfit from Men's Warehouse. Like then we're okay with it. But, like, if they're stealing my stuff...
What the fuck comment was that?
I don't want it.
Fucking thieves that go around stealing outfits. That's a second reference.
Men's Warehouse?
Look, I just want to like the way I look.
Steal you a suit?
You wear a fucking Mario tee, not Men's Warehouse.
That's the first store I thought about.
He's, like, rifling through the racks. All right, I need a 32 long. Hold on. Hold on, now I'm stealing it. Runs out.
Can you tailor this for a guy with a giant ass before I walk out the door with it?
Can you make it so like peanut butter stains come out real easily? It's for a big dumb meathead.
All right, Geiger. Last up.
All right. I do think mine's a little different, so we'll see. Number one, the best thing on this list is Clean Freak. I mean, no downside to a clean roommate. I am much better, as we talked about. I feel like I hold my own in the cleanliness department. But honestly, my long-term roommate currently probably does a little bit more of the house cleaning. I'll do more of the laundry and the dishes and that kind of thing. But Clean Freak's great. 2, Ghost. I'm actually fine with Ghost. I like kind of my own time and my own space, and I don't need people around all the time. So I'm cool if, like, Ghost is a thing. Like, if they're just not around, it's fine. If I like them as a person, it'd be a bummer, but I could deal with that. All right. After Ghost, I would say it would be passive aggressive. Now, passive aggressive is annoying and obnoxious, but whatever. I can ignore people. I don't really give a fuck if they want to be passive aggressive. That's probably the best way to solve it, is just allow them to roll. Let's just say, and I love my current long-term roommate very much, but I have a little bit of experience in this realm now, and it probably wouldn't bother me as much as it would otherwise before. I love my long-term roommate.
She doesn't listen.
She doesn't listen to this at all. I'm talking about my kids and my dog. Number 4, Hermit. Again, if they're in the apartment all the time, that's okay. I wouldn't prefer it, but if they're not, as long as it's not constantly bothering me, then who cares, right? Like, they can be there. That's fine, and theoretically we'd get along, and so they'd be okay. Now, 5 I put has significant other over all the time. And the reason I put it down right dead center is a hedge against, it depends on who that person is, right? I have had friends with really cool girlfriends that I like it,
Yeah.
like all of your significant others, and for the most part, I have no problem hanging out with them. I've known good friends or people that had girlfriends or whatever that were obnoxious, and I didn't like hanging out with them, right? And so, like, if they're over all the time and I just can't stand them, they're bad people, that's a problem. That's going to be miserable. So it's kind of hedging my bets.
Right.
Number 6, Slob. Slob's bad, but he who casts the first stone, that kind of thing. So I mean, I have a lot of Slob history, so I sympathize with the common Slob. But while I am no longer a Slob and would not like slobbiness done unto me, I can't get too overly upset about it. Here's where we get into the bad stuff. Kleptomaniac 7. Don't steal my stuff, but it's also like, what do I really own I mean, you eat some of my peanut butter, that's fine, or you go take it so you can spread it on Petey's head or whatever, that's fine. But I don't want you stealing my stuff, but I could probably get it back.
I could probably get it back. Is that what you're
well, yeah.
That's why it doesn't bother you if someone steals your stuff, because I could take it.
Where's he gonna go? I know where he lives.
How do you feel about some free Men's Warehouse?
I do like the way I look. Well, that's not true. I don't like the way I look at all. I would like to like the way I look. I wouldn't mind
if you had more Men's Warehouse, you might look better.
If we had a guy whose specialty was ripping off men's warehouses. I don't know how much of my wardrobe needs to be exclusively suits. I don't know. I just walk around in a suit coat and a vest all day, no shirt on underneath.
The first Men's Warehouse was in ancient Egypt. I don't know if you do.
Nero started the first Men's Warehouse. Thou shalt like the way you look.
It's called Mallow's Warehouse back then.
Right.
All right, that was 7. Yeah, I'll get my stuff back. I'm not worried about it. 8, party animal. This I think it's because as I get older, I have less interest in being a party animal myself. Like, I don't mind drinking, I don't mind having fun, but yeah. I do not want a lot of people over at my house or my place a lot at all. Like, unless I know them. This is a constant issue with my current roommate, who's also somewhat of a party animal. It's like, I don't need 40 people in my house, right? Like, just leave me alone. Like, a couple nice people over for dinner, cool. Big old fat party animal party, don't want that. And then 9, overly attached. This would drive me nuts. As much as I like people and I like being around people, and in theory would have chosen a roommate that I enjoy being around, I do not want them around to the point where I have to hang out with them every night. Like, I just have needs to be on my own for a little while. Or have a need to be on my own for a while, I should say. And so that would be a deal breaker for me. And 10, King of the Castle. I'm much more set in my ways now. I do not need someone coming in telling me how it's going to be. I do not need King Nero strutting around the place, looking ways he can reshape our apartment into a mini Men's Warehouse outlet. I don't want that at all. In cahoots with the kleptomaniac to build up his inventory. All that stuff would be bad. I don't deal well with being told what I got to do and when. So I think that would be a hard thing for me to wrap my head around.
All right. So let's look at the final scores. Now, the faces that will go onto Mount Jerkmore are the jerkiest of the things. So the high scores. So if we should ever do this again. It's a little opposite of Mount Snackmore, but it's the things that bother us most. So the thing that bothered us least was the clean freak. Makes a lot of sense. Someone being this is the only like good deed.
A considerate roommate. Sounds like shithead.
I mean, if they were an ass about it and like, oh, you left your like Men's Warehouse pants out again, like clean them up, then I'd be like, oh, okay, then.
Hey, King Nero, do my fucking dishes. I'm the boss.
You keep leaving your bowls of ice cream, i.e., snow, in the sink. All right. Next was the significant other, and surprisingly, that didn't bother us. I thought that could have finished a little bit higher. It did. Geiger was the one who pushed it up a bit, but Chad and I did mind it. Next, then would be Ghost. Slimer being around was not a big deal. Fourth was Hermit. Also didn't bother us too much. The next scores all got a bit higher from there. Those four were significantly lower. Then we have Passive Aggressive and Party Animal. And that takes us to just barely beating out Party Animal to make it down to Mount Jerkmore is Overly Attached in the 4 spot. So Party Animal is in fact Crazy Horse, which is perfect.
Most party animals probably named Crazy Horse. That's probably true.
Noted party animal.
That mountain does smell a lot like peanut butter, I will say.
All right. So the next up in the 3rd spot is the Slob. Totally
slob.
Fair. Nobody likes to live with the
Roosevelt
Slob.
looking for a fucking slob, I gotta be honest.
Yes.
Bully.
Second in the, I don't know, who's the second position? Who's
Lincoln?
Sure, Lincoln did a good stuff.
Okay. In the Lincoln position. We got to name the other positions. The Lincoln position, of course, is the Kleptomaniac. So even though Geiger thinks he can, it's not a big deal because he could just go steal his stuff back. Just go take it back.
It's my stuff.
And just walk in. Oh, hey, just came to get my shit back. You stole. Don't mind me.
Hey, I came to get back my significant other. I heard you stole her.
And of course, first place, the George Washington. He was the king of the country, and now he's the king of the castle. What bothers us most is being told what to do in our apartment. So a bossy roommate, the worst of all, and that is Mount Jerkmore.
So which of these do you guys think like we've talked about, I probably fit the Slob the best. Mm-hmm. Which do any of these you think you fit into or have fit into in your previous roommate life?
I mean,
we've all lived together at different times, so
yeah. I don't know. Would you guys describe me as a clean freak? Like, I like to have things in their place, but I'm not like constantly vacuuming and shit.
I didn't feel like
there's
that.
Dust all over.
No, I didn't feel like that either. Well, you did steal a lot of my stuff. I forgot about that. So
yeah, but I gave it back to you. I gave it back to you covered in peanut butter, so it was kind of evened out.
That's true. Yeah. The most annoying part was that like I had lived first with Geiger, not sort of lived with them, and then
around a lot, put it that way.
Yes. And you used to steal stuff and bring me Men's Warehouse all the time. So I had all this Men's Warehouse stuff, but then I moved in with Chad and he stole it all from me. So like in the end, it didn't really work out for me.
I stole it all and took it back to the store. I just always felt bad.
You're a good Samaritan.
The honest roommate. That's the worst of all.
The crime
I did march around like a king a lot. King of the castle, I'd be like, I'm King Reese's, and just march around. Remember when I did that?
Just making rolls at all to do with the Reese's.
I don't think I could describe any of us as really being party animals. None of us were really like out there throwing keggers. We had lots of hermits, lots of wanting to hang out all the time, but that's because it's all mutual.
Look, we're the only 3 of our friends that are not one of these. So.
All of our friends are kleptomaniac ghosts.
Gaudio, Chemnitz.
Oh, God.
Dan Aykroyd. They all fit into one of these.
All the people we've lived with.
All right, let's finish our last two snacks. I want to save those chocolate-filled marshmallows for last because they're the most intriguing. So let's do the Smash Crispies next. 2 Smash Crispies. If you may have remembered, we did Smash Mallows, or you may have seen those in the store. That's, I think, a bit more of their flagship product.
We did those very early on.
Yes. And these are the same company making packaged Rice Krispie treats. We have a mint chocolate chip and a strawberries and cream. And we actually did eat the strawberries and cream Smashmallow. So
You have a mint chocolate chip, huh?
No, you don't. You have a churro. Mint chocolate chip is the one I didn't send you.
I have a
motherfucker.
I have a
All right, I fucked up in more ways than one. All right.
I have a cinnamon churro.
Because,
do we both have strawberries and cream?
Yes.
We do, yeah.
The problem is the churro is like light green, and the mint chocolate chip I think is like dark green, and I just kind of thought they were all the same package.
I got a feeling
Oh,
it's not going to matter which fucking one you gave me.
okay. Well, I like mint chocolate chip as a flavor.
Why don't you try all 3, Geiger? Then you can be the common bridge.
Okay, I'll go get the mint chocolate chip.
Oh. So really, now that he's gone, he's a huge fucking slob.
Oh, the biggest slob. And somehow also a ghost.
I mean, this is some nasty shit. Like he will admit to it, but his apartment was the nastiest fucking dirty. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, all right.
Welcome back.
Nothing worse than leaving the podcast mid-recording, especially after you fuck something up.
We were just talking about football. Yeah, we're talking about football.
All right, you passive-aggressive asshole.
All right, I'm up first for this one. The strawberries and cream is fucking disgusting. It's so bad. The Smashmallows were really, really bad. The mint chocolate chip is slightly better, but mint does not belong in a Rice Krispie treat. It's not a Rice Krispie treat flavor. It's stupid. It makes no sense. I took one bite. The strawberries and cream I flat out wanted to spit out. The mint chocolate chip I could eat. I have a big issue with packaged Rice Krispie treats. Even a Rice Krispies Rice Krispie treat. A homemade Rice Krispie treat is a love dat. So good if made correctly. They're a great treat. A packaged Rice Krispie treat is awful. Like, as much as we talk about like a homemade brownie versus packaged, there's such a big difference. The Rice Krispie treat, to me, there's no bigger gap, all right, between the homemade and the packaged. I'm going to give these my second hate dat of the episode. These are gross. I don't want to eat them. Geiger?
Yeah. As always, Novak out here saying what needed to be said. These are bad. I'm not even that big on Rice Krispie treats just in general. I think they're fine. Even homemade are fine. I remember...
What?
Yeah, no, they're fine. It's okay. Rice Krispie is a boring cereal. Let's be frank. Their whole marketing is based on sound, not taste. There, I said it.
Yeah, but it sounds delicious.
Steak lobster cereal sounds delicious. Actually, it doesn't.
Does it?
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
That sounds
like
disgusting, actually.
That sounds like something the ancient Egyptians had to eat for cereal.
Sounds like ruining your steak and lobster.
Yeah.
Hero just pouring himself a big bowl of steak in the morning. Your brother, Chad, actually made some really good Rice Krispie treats. I remember at some party, like really big, elaborate ones, like chocolate. And
Oh yeah, he's gone ape shit with the Rice Krispie treats before, and he can make them really good. Yeah,
those are really good.
He has a lot of Rice Krispie experience because I remember when we were kids, he used to take like a huge salad bowl, like a gigantic bowl, and just fill it with half a box of cereal. And then pour it in milk, and then that would be his breakfast. So the man knows his cereal.
Rice Krispies are so tiny that would take hours to finish. That's like a lot of cereal to eat.
Yeah, he was up for the challenge.
That's fair. These suck. These are not good at all. the strawberry, I agree with Novak. They were really bad. I'm like surprised at how bad they were. It didn't even taste like strawberry, or it's just like this weird, like sickly sweet flavor that I didn't like. I guess if I had to pick a quote unquote winner of the three, and again, Des, sorry for fucking up, but you also kind of fucked up by saying these to us. The churro is like okay. It's just like cinnamon sugar. It's kind of harder to fuck up.
Wait, I can't find my churro. Oh yeah, I didn't get one.
Motherfucking passive aggressive roommate over here. I kleptoed all of your churro ones.
Which of these 10 podcast hosts do you not like?
And then I get the mint. I love mint chocolate chip. That one was awful. It was really bad. Like the mint is just a disconcerting flavor on that kind of snack. So this is a hate dat. These are bad. Could this be our first ever twice flaming bag of dog shit?
I don't think we've ever had 2 in an episode, Chad.
Chad, put the fucking thing in the ground.
Well, okay. Here's what I'll say. I'll say first, I opened up the strawberries and cream. It smells disgusting. You guys are absolutely right. This thing is so gross. I'm with Novak. Love a homemade Rice Krispie treat. Hate most packaged Rice Krispie treats. This strawberry one is no exception. It's so disgusting. So then I was like, okay, now I'm going to try the mint. I looked around for the mint, and all I saw was a Men's Warehouse suit. So instead, so I had to pass on that one. That's probably okay, because I'm sure I would have hated the mint. Of these flavors, the churro is the one that is most likely to appeal to me. I do like cinnamon a lot. And I will say, it's not terrible. If we were just trying the churro, I don't think that's a hate dat. I think it's maybe even like a mild dislike. Or like borderline indifferent. I really don't think the churro is all that bad. But the strawberry is so fucking bad. And since we're rating them as a group, and I imagine the mint as being terrible too, I'm going to collectively give the entire snack a hate dat.
Wow. Oh. And it's interesting that those hates come... now, Chad hates mint, so that would have definitely hurt it. And I hate cinnamon. So maybe this is a happy mistake the way it was, but it's still, even with that advantage, still couldn't pull itself out. 2 flaming bags of dog shit for the first time ever.
I hate mailing snacks accurately, so it all worked out.
Wow, Des, with these snacks, you I guess you bucked up, because doesn't she like it when we hate the snacks?
She does sometimes pick things that she knows we might not like to get a reaction out of us. So winning on that score so far.
Now I saved these for last. They're definitely the most interesting thing here. These are Stuffed Puffs, classic milk chocolate filled marshmallows made with real milk chocolate. So if you didn't read the package and just looked at it, it would look just like a regular marshmallow. They are regular marshmallow size. You can feel like a hard bit of chocolate in the middle. I haven't bitten it yet, but I'm looking at Chad's face and I don't want to bite it.
There's a lot more chocolate in here than I was expecting. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, they seem a little firmer too. Like the whole thing seems a little harder.
It's kind of, so it's a funny picture on the front. There's a little marshmallow mascot with like poop for hair, but he is holding he is holding this marshmallow in between 2 graham crackers. So I think the pitch here is that it's maybe like you can use them to make like a less sloppy s'mores.
Yes.
Right.
And the marshmallow that he has a very like nice looking creamy melty chocolate, and it's almost powdery in form when we bite it here.
But maybe if you toasted it or whatever, it would be...
Right. Yeah, right. Like saying, heat it up, it would be a bit better.
When I felt it, it felt like a piece of chocolate. But when you look at it in the cross-section, it's kind of like a crumbly, almost like chocolate filling. I don't know how to explain it.
All right. So for scorekeeping purposes, the Lucky Charms got a like, an indifferent, and a dislike. So a median score of indifferent. So these are going to have to get a slightly better than average score for the win. Geiger, you're up first.
I'm eating my third one, and I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't think it's because I like them. I'm just so.
That's what you
puzzled.
do.
Yeah, and because I'm a fat ass.
The roommate that eats all your food. Put that one in there.
Yeah. I always hate it when my klepto roommate steals all my chocolate-filled marshmallows. Hey, give them back. I'm camping this weekend. Give them back.
Just take them back. No big deal.
I'm going to get them back one way or another. I know the Heimlich.
I know how to dig through your toilet shit.
Toilet shit? That's what you call
it? That's right.
As opposed to
bathtub shit?
Oh, you didn't mention the roommate that shits all over the floor.
Shits in all your Men's Warehouse pockets.
You're going to like the way you shit. I guarantee it. So the premise makes sense, right? It's a clever kind of angle, like you guys said, about, hey, make s'mores preparation even simpler. However, this would make a worse s'more. This is not like Hershey's chocolate. Like you need to use actual Hershey's chocolate. Part of the appeal of a s'more is that it, like, you get the chocolate and everything, and it's kind of sloppy. It's kind of what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. This chocolate really isn't very good. It's just kind of generically sweet with maybe a little cocoa in it. And it makes the overall marshmallow kind of hard, which also isn't good. Like, I can't imagine how this would roast up. I guess maybe the true test, I will probably keep these and we'll try to, like, s'mores them at some point to see how that works. Because my kids are obsessed with making s'mores. However, for today's purposes, I'm tempted to say indifferent. But the Lucky Charms are definitely better than this. I will probably say I dislike that. They're not good. I don't think they're that good. The chocolate's not great, and they're hard. It's like to me, a marshmallow should be fluffy and soft. This is not what that is, and the chocolate doesn't really do much for me. I'm gonna finish this one.
All right, a little surprised. I'm a little surprised because he may very well give it the worst rating and have eaten 4 times as much as the rest of us. So we'll see. Chad, what do you think?
Actually, right there, Geiger was very much the roommate who said what needed to be said. Because that's the thing. Like, these are very single purpose thing, right? Like, they're not intended to be snacked on the way we're snacking on them because they're not good. They're intended specifically to be used as s'mores.
Also, because marshmallows are not snacks. Let's be very clear. Like, no one should be just sitting around popping marshmallows in their mouth watching the big game.
Right. But if you are going to do something like this, like, it's the lowest quality level of ingredients, right? Like, this chocolate is very bad. If this was like a chocolate bar made out of this chocolate, like, it'd be easy dislike that. It's not a good chocolate. The marshmallow itself is also, like, nothing special. Like, it's not springy in any way. It feels, like, weirdly chalky, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, out of a morbid curiosity, I am actually interested in trying to make a s'mores out of these, and we have some graham crackers upstairs, so I'm probably going to do that tomorrow.
There's nothing morbid about that.
But having said that, they're just not good. So yeah, for me today, it's a dislike that. So I've given out 2 dislikes and 2 hates today. Thank you, Des.
You're the roommate that hates everything.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you two, my former roommates. You're the roommates that I want to thank for what you did to your bodies. I was very confused and torn about what to rate these, which means that has decided my rating for me. And it's going to be an indifferent. And the reason is I don't think they taste that bad. And I feel too bad going down lower because the purpose is definitely to heat these things up, right? Like you said.
Right. So
we're eating them sort of maybe not in the way it's designed to be. And maybe if they're heated up, they're going to be amazing. Probably not. But it's, definitely a possibility.
Counterpoint? Nope.
Right. But I am going to give them an indifferent. I think they're all right. And we'll give them credit for the idea. I'm surprised that I haven't seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
I would have been interested to have them make an entire s'mores like product out of this and somehow like put some graham cracker like crust on top of this or something like that so you just have the entire s'more in one thing. But it gets an indifferent and 2 dislikes, and the winner, I probably wouldn't have called it actually.
No,
is the Lucky Charms.
Never in a million years would I have predicted that.
The winner
it's just a regular marshmallow.
The winner is go eat a marshmallow.
It was a regular marshmallow up against a bunch of shitty marshmallows.
Sometimes you don't. Hey, it's in keeping with Novak's overall ethos, which is don't fuck with the classics. Just make a marshmallow.
That's right.
You don't have to make it fancy.
I will. So there's 2 flaming bags. We need a flamier bag than the other. So which one is the worst?
More dog shit, not more flame.
Yes, there's even more dog shit in the bag. Which one is worse than the other?
The one that's the shittiest one is the one that looks like unicorn shit, which is the Jumbo Rainbow Swirl, which I had to spit out. I took like bites of the other one, and actually I will say the cinnamon churro crispy is my favorite thing that I ate today. Like if that was just in isolation. So it's definitely that thing that Geiger is flopping around back and forth.
Yeah.
Like a limp dick.
Waving around this flaccid marshmallow.
Oh, it is rough.
Good. It's also like, it just feels dusty now that I'm holding it and gripping it in my hand. It's like, feels like this whole thing, it smells terrible. It tastes terrible. The form factor's awful. It's too big to be an act. And also, who eats this?
If you rub your hand over it, like just rub it through your hand, and then it's covered.
Easy, Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're the one flapping it around. I'm just talking about touching the food.
Like a plastic dick.
I'm going to show you this. See if you can figure out which side is the side that I bit and spit back out. They look the same. It looks the same.
It is really bad.
Weird product.
And I'm like moving it around and squishing it. It's just, it goes back to its original state, no matter what. It's really awful.
But fat free. So there you go.
No, that's true. It's a gluten-free snack for those of you gluten allergies out there.
No wheat or anything natural in this thing.
That was like King Nero's top thing when he was building the pyramids. Is like, all right, these bricks need to be gluten-free. Get me some yummy mallows.
All right, Geiger, where can listeners contact us?
If you'd like to like the way you look, I've got a couple friends that can help you out. Just give them some sizes and colors and things in advance, and they'll get what they can get before they get chased out of there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But don't worry, store can get it back.
I'm gonna need more than the old 5-finger discount if I'm carrying a bunch of Men's Warehouse suits. Not an easy thing to steal.
Oh, a 10-finger. They need to use both hands, probably.
I guess if you're gonna steal it, you would go try it on, right? And then just walk out the door as you're wearing it.
Put a big coat on or something. Put a panda bear outfit on and wander out. Oh, there's a suit on under here. I forgot, gentlemen. If you're a clean freak and you want to come live at any of our houses, I think we'd all be fine with that. Having someone who wants to clean up after us, I'm fine with that. And even if you're passive aggressive, I don't give a shit. I guess that was kind of passive aggressive, actually, right? Is that irony? Did I just do it? Anyway, if you'd like to tell us what you think, if you have s'mores stories or marshmallow antics or thoughts on any of these Rice Krispie treats or anything like that what we ate today, you can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. Hashtag You Tried Dat on Twitter. You Tried Dat group on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We always want to hear from you and let us know what you think, what we should try. If you're liking the podcast, if you're not liking the podcast, give us a review, give us some feedback. And as always, thank you for listening.
All right. Before we go, how many actual suits? I'm not just talking dress pants and a random coat. How many actual full suits do you guys own? Now, we all are professionals with, professional jobs, but a lot of jobs don't require suits anymore. Mm-hmm. So how many are in your closet?
Yeah, my job does not require suits. It just apparently requires looking at top 10 lists of porn searches. I, I have one suit, and that suit I bought because we were going to go to somebody's wedding, and my old suit I'd gotten too fat for, so I was like, oh, I need to get a new suit. So that's it. I just have one suit that I recycle for weddings. Any other? Is there any other event that requires a suit anymore? I don't know.
Right.
Was that suit a K. Billy skin scoot or no? I think I said skin scoot. I fucked that up.
Skin scoot.
The old skin scoot.
It likes the way it looks, or it gets the hose again.
I have 3 suits. I used to use them more for work when we had client visits and things that I needed to wear them for, although that's been thrown out the window this year, obviously. So I had 2. One did not fit anymore, which I realized on a day I needed to wear it, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm fucked. And then so I'm like, well, I better get some suits. So I bought 2 suits that I primarily wear, but I have a third that I could probably squeeze into if I needed to.
I also have one suit.
Nice.
Yes, it's a gray suit.
One suit, yeah. Twinsies.
That's right. I do have like various other dress pants if I had to wear them, but you just get away so much. You can get away at events without suits these days.
Yeah.
But I have one just in case, and I think it still fits.
Even with most of our stuff, I think you could probably get away with wearing like nice jeans and a dress shirt and a suit coat, like a blazer. Like it's not like the old days where you had to wear suits all the time.
Right. And did you buy them or steal them?
I stole them. Why would, if I had access to someone who can steal them for me, why would I buy them?
Right.
There's no point to that.
It steals from Men's Warehouse, where it gets the hose.
It's a very specific crime spree. It stops being overly attached again, or it gets the
hose. It smells like peanut butter, or it gets the hose again.
Probably needs a hose if it smells like peanut butter, covered in peanut butter.
All right. So I'm gonna just look at what we got coming up. We've got next week we're gonna be trying out some REI snacks. So make sure you come back. Wow, you always give remember I say you always give a wow that half sounds that actually like 80% sounds like fucking sarcastic as hell. Like you're not on the podcast. Fucking wow.
Oh, God.
And you're not the asshole who bought us the snacks?
No shit, I was going to say, you sent them to us. That sounds like shit.
Perfecting my role as passive-aggressive podcast host.
All right, we'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
This is...
Yep.
These days, being well-dressed doesn't always mean wearing a suit. But in most cases, it still means wearing pants. The Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.